Alright, y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Sai here, the winner of Phlebotomist, future nurse, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying this nice, vivacious day today, man. You know, the sun is out, clear skies, man. Hope everybody, you know, is creating new experiences, and y'all trying new things to be able to accomplish new goals and to be able to try to figure out a workaround to be able to get to where you want to be. And the most important thing is working with what you got to get to where you want to be. You know, that's most importantly. Today's episode is just living and doing everything with an open heart as a man with a physical difference, and this is universal, you know, for all, but it's mainly you know, for the people you know, who have physical differences, man. The number one thing that I would say is that you gotta understand that in life is, I look at it like this, man. You have to understand the chronological order of life correlates, you know, to your social power. It correlates, you know, to your capital value too as well, and your capital value correlates, you know, to your value of life and your social power again. And you gotta understand, for example, you know, when you're born, you know, your chronological order or your chronological order of life. When you're a newborn, when you're young, you don't have much social power, you know, and by social power means the means to be independent, the means to be able to go do what you want. You know, if you have a vision or an idea, you can manifest that into fruition, you know. But the chronological order of a newborn is their social power is low, you know. Their chronological order and their social power correlates with one another. So you gotta understand, you know, if you're young, depending on your demographic and your age range, you may not have certain type of opportunities for you until you get a certain age or until you maneuver across certain demographics. Okay, that is just the chronological order of life, or the chronological pattern of life. All right, and within that chronological order, once you start identifying the gaps that you see that needs to be bridged, start studying, start trying to develop new solutions for it. You know, that's one thing that I always orate. Every man should be a solutionizer or a solutionist. Now, a solutionist is a word that I created, and it just basically means, a solutionist means you will find a solution to everything, you know. And that's just thinking pragmatically, just, you know, as a man, you know, okay, if this branch broke, okay, and you want to replant it again, okay, then you would get some fertilizer, you would replant it, you would make sure the water is pH perfectly, you would get the proper NPK nutrients, etc., or depending on the type of plant that you're growing, you know, then you would, you know, find the right nutrients and the right water and whatnot, and then you would put it in the right area for it to maintain sunlight for a certain amount of hours, you know. So just be a solutionary or a solutionist, you know, just being able just to solve problems, you know. And what I will say is that even with the physical difference, as a man, you gotta understand that you gotta just live with open heart, okay? And especially just as a man with a physical difference, all right? And you have to understand that there's reasons on why people act the way that they act based off of my observation, okay? For one, it's just natural human psyche, okay? You have different personalities. Some are introverts, some are extroverts. Some people may be insecure about themselves. Some people may be confident. Some people may not be cognizant of what's going on socially, you know, etc. Another reason too as well is based off of who treats them a certain way, you know, that can play a factor too as well in how people may have a certain interaction or a certain introduction, you know, when you're meeting them and having a conversation with them, you know, how do people treat them, you know. And then the third thing is too as well is, you know, what do they see visually, you know, how do other people treat them too as well, you know. Just understanding the enculturation of just society and the different groups will allow you to be able to have better outcomes. And another thing too as well is, you just gotta understand, even as a physical difference, you have certain genders, or I would say certain demographics, you know, back to what I mentioned earlier about the social power. Certain demographics based off of, you know, just the human nature and, you know, just social power. Even as, you know, adolescents, like back in 2006, when I was adolescent, I still remember her name and all her friends and whatnot. I'll give her a pseudonym. I'll call her E. So E and her friends are orated, you know, they were like, oh, oh, I can't be friends, you know, with the boy that has one hand. You know, how could you, ever get used to that? You know, I couldn't, bring him around, to my friends and, to my family, or even hang out with him, or play kickball and whatnot. You know, so when they would orate these things, it would be able to let me know, and to be able to have a educational conversation, and to let them know, hey, look, you know what I'm saying, what I was born with, is, I would see, the word that I would use is unnatural. So basically, unnatural is something that is natural in the natural world, but in society it's not normal. So that's what I would call that. So it's unnatural. So what, a physical difference in society is unnatural. So even back then as a kid, when they would orate, that would let me know, and give me more opportunities to be able to educate myself, and to be able to understand more just about psychology and everything, and to be able to know how to maneuver around certain people, and know, oh, okay, certain people are friendly, certain people, they are cool, but they are only your friends when it is individual, but then when they may, go into their peer group, the interaction or the introduction, it may be a complete, 180. So just understanding that, just in society, let you know how to maneuver through people. And like how I said before, you are the teacher of every interaction and every experience, and every second, so you educate and you teach people, how you are and everything as a person. And then the people who you do gravitate towards with, the certain demographics of that part, then you'll be able to see that there is a certain trait that is similar within everybody that you gravitated to. I'll give you an example. One of my good friends up in elementary school, his father was a Marine. Rest in peace, Mr. Cintron. Mr. Cintron was a Marine fellow officer, and he sacrificed his life. And Isaiah, was one of my good, best friends, up in elementary school, all the way up into middle school, until he left 2014 that summer. He left 2014 that year, and that was the last time that I conversed with him. And they moved across the state. Yeah, so I just hope everything is all well with him. Hope, he's accomplishing his life dreams. If you're watching this, man, or if this video happened to get to you, man, I would love, connect, man, and, talk about the good times on the games and everything, and how I used to play the Xbox with one hand and whatnot. And I used to be so shocked and surprised, like, oh man, this dude's playing with one arm. But yeah, and my other good friends in high school, they come from a military background, so just things of that nature. Just knowing who's your allies. You're going to see similar traits within the people that you are cool with. And then same thing, like the people who are probably hesitant to associate with you, but it's back to the social power. It would decrease the social power in conversing with you. And you gotta understand, as a man with a physical difference, never be around anybody that is not comfortable around you in front of everybody and individually, because that person will jeopardize you. And to as well, if a person is like that, just terminate contact if they keep trying to converse with you, because they feel bad and whatnot. No, you don't want that. That's not what you want. Great energy is like a magnet. You will know. But yeah, and your allies, you will have people that will come to your rescue and help you and defend you. If there's people who already and trying to just make things difficult, you will see, man. So there are good people and kind souls out there, man. But you have to live with an open heart, and that's what I just love you know, help people and just, you know, build them more opportunities for them, man. You know, but you live with an open heart. Alright? What else about the allies? Yeah, you know, majority of almost all of my best friends, you know, they come from a military background. So I know, you know, my people, you know, my kinfolks, you know, and you gotta understand that. Another thing too as well, as a man with a physical difference, you gotta understand when your energy is productive too as well, people will want to be a part of that, to be able to give you opportunities, man. You know, but you gotta live with an open heart. Okay, all right. So just know how to maneuver around people, and that's my biggest thing, is teaching people on how to maneuver across people from a wide variety of range of different characters. Because if you know how to maneuver through people, then you build opportunities, and that increases the value of life. So that's just what I want to be able to continue, you know. But live, you know, with the open heart. You know, if I didn't live with the open heart, I wouldn't have none of these opportunities that I have right now. You know, and living with open heart and just, you know, doing what you want. That's another thing too as well. There was this conversation that I was listening to a couple days ago with this dude, and he's finna retire and everything, and he was working like an extra like 7-8 years. And one of the guys that asked him, was like, man, what kept you, you know, working, you know, for so long and everything? And he was like, you know, just, you know, for his kids and everything, man. You know, he said if it wasn't for his kids, you know, he wouldn't, you know, be working for so long at the electric company, you know. So I was just, you know, just thinking, and just, you know, to myself that, you know, even as a man, even if you don't have kids, you have to understand, in society, that may be the reason why you may not want kids, because in the first place, you didn't do the right things or do the right due diligence to be able to set yourself up for everything that you want within the American dream. Okay? You probably didn't, you know, focus up in school. You know, you probably lollygagged and, you know, did this and did that. You know, or probably didn't have nobody in your ear, you know, kind of, you know, putting your steering wheel straight and say, nah, you don't do this. You go that route, because when you go this route, this is what it leads to. If you go this route, it's just a dead end. You didn't have nobody controlling the steering wheel of life. That's all that was, you know. And you got to understand, as a man, you are always supposed to control your steering wheel of life. The minute that you come out the womb, or the minute that you gain consciousness, always supposed to control your steering wheel of life. Yeah, have fun and there, but no amount of fun is worth, you know, crippling and messing up your life or whatnot. Yeah, fun is fun, but you gotta understand, it takes a split-second decision to change your life forever. Alright? So understand that, especially as a man. Alright? Especially as a man, you know, of this and this, you know. That's two wars, alright? You gotta understand, it takes a split-second decision to change your life forever. Alright? So just understand that. So you have to be able to set yourself up from the very beginning to be able to accomplish, or to be able to at least get a handheld grip of what you want, you know. And you have to understand that even if you didn't do everything that you did in the beginning, you still have time. You still have a chance. As long as you got your feet to flee, you have your 2 feet to be. Okay. So use your passions of freedom wisely, man. All right. The American dream is out here for everybody. And that's another thing too as well. A lot of people say, oh, I can't get this and get this. You gotta understand, everything is meant in place for a reason. It's just like Navy SEALs. You can't say you want to be a Navy SEAL and then you get upset because you gotta go to BUD/S, because you gotta go to training. Alright? The thing that you experience in real life is just like BUD/S training. But that's just an analogy. Alright? If you can't make it through that and be able to know how to maneuver through people and whatnot, like this with a physical difference, then you won't be able to succeed and whatnot when it comes time on the job and whatnot. Because then on the job, it might be a situation, then you might freeze up and this and that, and then, you know, you can't work and whatnot. What's up, my boy, man? And whatnot, you know. So then, like that, alright, so everything that you experience is all training of life for you to be able to know how to maneuver and be able to keep those opportunities coming. Alright? So if you've been in 11 self-defense fights and whatnot growing up, okay, now you know how to maneuver and know how to not jeopardize any opportunities, because now you know what that comes with now that you're an adult. you know. So that's all that is. It's just training of life. Different situations is just training. Whatever you experience and go through just makes you more resilient. Not only be the teacher of every interaction, but be a student of that interaction too as well, and take notes of what that experience taught you, and then use that for the next and the next and the next to be able to get to where you want to be, and so forth on, you know. But yeah, man, you know, just you could just still, you know, be successful, you know, even with the physical difference. You know, you gotta understand, man, you know, it only enhances who you are. It's just like my island theory. I say this all the time, just from human nature, man. If you place any demographic on an island, no matter where they are at in the world, you will see who does what and who does what by nature. Okay, you got to be like that within your dreams, within your accomplishments. All right, you're a man, so you're born with everything that you got to be able to do to be able to accomplish everything. And not only are you doing things for yourself, but for your family and for the next person who may have questions for themselves too as well. You know. And you understand the physical difference isn't just visible, but it's non-visible too as well. You know, that's another thing too. You know, so people are watching. You know, people, you know, do support you, but they want to be able to see how you react. How do you handle situations? Are you problematic? Are you solutionary? Do you keep calm? Are you cool? Are you cordial? What? All right. So all those things let people know that, oh, okay, he cool. I'll work with him. I know if a situation pop up, he ain't gonna trip. He gonna do what he gotta do. I know if I give him a task, no matter what, no matter what, it's gonna get done. So that's how you gotta be. All right. So yeah, man. I gotta do Fleet Week episode, or I gotta do some new Fleet Week footage that I'm gonna be dropping right after this. But yeah, man, join, and that's another thing too as well. Join the U.S. military. Every man should join the U.S. military. It's a lifelong handheld debrief plan of structure, morality, integrity, freedom of passions to explore the world, duty, and just being a service of others. You know, especially as an American, man. You know, you gotta educate people. You know, but yeah, all right. But that's it for today's episode, man. And I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, though. Alright? Peace.